Hey everyone, this is Gabby. Gabby's Airguns is a short series I put together to document my search for the best airgun to kill hundreds of mice on my family's poultry farm. First in the video, I'll cover which gun of the 12 I think is the best pick for the job, and then in the back half, I'll share why I reviewed the guns the way I did and why I picked these 12 guns in the first place. So out of the gate, out of the 12 guns I reviewed, I disqualified 5 due to their various design flaws. I'm also going to disqualify the Crossman Vigilante because that's the gun I've been using for the last 4 years, and the whole point of this series was to find an upgrade to the Vigilante. Don't get me wrong, however, it's a good gun for killing mice. Out of the 6 guns left, I'm going to take off the Crossman C11 first due to the type of magazine it uses. The magazine is annoying. The next gun off the list is the Beretta APX. It uses way too much gas, suffers from significant cartridge exhaustion, and doesn't group as consistently as I would like. The Umarix 9XP is off the list due to its cartridge exhaustion. While it's not as bad as the Beretta APX, it's still noticeable. The 9XP is also the loudest of the 12, which can spook the mice even more. Of the 3 guns left, it's hard to cut out the next gun. Honestly, I would love to pick all 3 of these guns, but that's a cop-out and I ain't about that. The next gun off the list is the Daisy 5501. The magazines only hold 15 rounds, and sometimes it can be hard to find them online. So out of the last 2 guns, the Daisy 5170 and the ASG TAC 4.5, I'm going to have to vote out the TAC 4.5. Stat-wise, the TAC 4.5 blows the Daisy 5170 out of the water, but the gun costs $60 more. Not that money is a problem, but if I only have to spend $40 to get a great mouse killer, then it's an easy choice. So the Daisy 5170 is my pick for the best mouse killing gun, and ironically, it was the first gun I bought to start this review. It's a low-cost gun with low-cost mags and performs relatively well against the other 11 guns in my review. Now for the second part of this video where I explain my reasoning for why I reviewed the guns the way I did, and I hope from this explanation you'll see why I picked the Daisy 5170. The first question I want to answer is why 12 feet? 12 feet is the distance from the post of my chicken house to the block wall. This represents the max distance I'll have to shoot a mouse from, but in reality, I'll be shooting mice much closer. But measuring the max is a good starting point to help me see the performance of these guns. The next question is, why shoot a ream of paper to measure penetration? I wanted to be able to measure in my rudimentary way how hard an air gun would hit and then compare them to each other. Alone, knowing that an air gun could get through 48 sheets of paper doesn't tell me anything. But I could conduct these tests on a dozen air guns, and then I could see a better picture of how these air guns compared to each other. The grouping test was pretty important because it showed me how easy or difficult it was to shoot a particular gun consistently. When shooting mice, I shoot for hours on end, firing hundreds of rounds and spending dozens of CO2 cartridges. I may not make every shot, but I certainly want my hit percentage to be as high as possible. Lastly, cost is one of the most important factors for reviewing these guns because I think it's a measure of effectiveness. I could have bought a Crossman Bushmaster MPW for $200, and then bought an extra 8 magazines for another $200, and then slapped on my Lucid HD7, which was another $200 for a grand total of $600, and that probably would have been the easiest solution because it still would have been $150 cheaper than the $750 I spent to buy all these air guns and review them. But ultimately, that goes against my nature and experience. You don't need a $600 setup to kill hundreds of mice. A $40 gun will do. Besides that, I wanted to help people see air guns through my lens. Granted, you're more than likely not going to be killing hundreds of mice once a year with a BB gun, but I hope you find my reviews to be helpful, to help you find the kind of gun that you're looking for. All 12 of these guns are fine, one way or another. To close out this review, I will be releasing a follow-up video in the coming months where I will show y'all using these guns to kill mice. I'm going to test out all my favorites from this list and show them in action. From there, I will reevaluate and see if my top pick still remains. I will be selling most of these air guns online, so stay tuned for another video in November where I'll post links to where you can buy them from. They won't come in the original packaging, but I'll sell them at a discount, and most of them should come with an extra mag or two. Thank y'all for watching, and I'll see y'all later.